All right, by this point, you are a Linux master. I'm going to go to my terminal. I'm going to type clear to clear my screen. pwd, I'm in my home directory. Everything is good. I'm safe, I'm sound. I'm in my Linux system. In my home directory. Life is good. To practice Linux skills, I think there's a fantastic program. It's called GameShell. And I thought about building something like this a while ago, but time constraints, lots of constraints. Well, somebody else built it. It's a game to teach the Unix shell, so you can think of Unix and Linux interchangeably. This works great. Created at a university over by people in Europe initially, lots of developers, lots of people contributing. It's going to be fun stuff. So we're going to practice our skills with this game. So how do we get this game? We're going to download this game from GitHub. So we're going to run wget this time. We're not going to git clone because we just want one specific file. So we're going to use wget just to get one specific file. So I'm going to copy that wget command because I don't want to type all that out. And I'm going to paste as plain text. And happens so fast. Lovely. So if I ls, I've got my GameShell.sh file there. So sh, it's a common convention to name shell script files with the .sh extension. We can launch this. The way that they tell us to launch it is to run bash GameShell.sh. And we see this beautiful animation. The game is up and running. Press enter to continue. So I'm going to show you how to work with this game, how to solve just a little bit. I'm not going to give away too much. It says press enter to continue. Great. Welcome to using GameShell. I'm zoomed in a little bit, so it's not showing up all in one screen. But basically, we're going to use Linux commands to solve different challenges. We have to do things like create directories, edit files, view files, do all of that good kind of stuff. And then we're going to check to make sure that we actually solve the challenge. So it's kind of a capture the flag type environment. So here's the first mission. Run the command GameShell goal. So I see I'm in mission 1. My prompt is just different because I'm in the GameShell itself. So I can run GameShell goal. What's the goal of this mission? Go to the top of the main tower of the castle. And then it tells me some commands that will be useful to getting there. cd location, pwd, ls. And to work with the game, we would run GameShell check, gsh check. So am I at the top of the castle? I'll run gsh check. I am not at the top of the castle. Sorry, mission 1 has not been completed. If I forgot what I was supposed to be doing, I can run GameShell gsh goal. It'll tell me the same goal again, get to the top of the castle. What's my current working directory? If I type pwd, I am in home Ubuntu GameShell world. World is my current working directory. What if I just run cd space tilde? What's my working directory going to be now? Notice it's not /home/Ubuntu. When I launched this game, it created a new kind of temporary home directory for me, kind of in this isolated simulation, this game. So world is my new home directory temporarily. So I'm going to ls, list the files here. I need to get to the top of the castle. So how do I get into the castle? I'm going to cd castle. What's in here? How do I check? Of course, I'm going to use ls. Which one of these is probably going to take me to the top of the castle? Probably not the cellar, the Great Hall. Maybe there's some stairs. I've got to look around. The main tower. Towers are tall. I'm going to go to the main tower. cd main. I'm using tab completion. Tab completion is actually required for some of these challenges, so make sure you're comfortable using it. CD main tower, ls, so CD first floor with a capital F, case matters. I'm glad they did that, just to make sure that you know what you're doing. CD top of the tower. So there's nothing in here that I can see right now, maybe something hidden, but I'm at the top of the tower. Did I get there? So I'm going to run GameShell check. And yeah, congratulations. Mission 1 has been completed. Now I see the prompt change to mission 2, so I can continue doing these missions. Just as a heads up, some of the missions require graphical user interfaces, which we don't have. So in that case, GameShell should be sophisticated enough to skip those missions. And there are even some missions that we just didn't cover all of the content for some of them. We can run GameShell help, and we can see the commands specifically in GameShell that we can run. We can run GameShell check. We've done that. We can do GameShell exit, GameShell goal. Probably don't want to reset the mission unless you're stuck. But you can also skip. This help is good. It can also be helpful just to go to its page on GitHub. They do have a little bit more extensive documentation, so you can read about it. You can watch them. And like they've got a user manual here, which is more thorough than the GameShell help built into the game. So the GameShell user manual and command descriptions. So yeah, we'll learn to use the documentation. Like so playing GameShell, other commands like skip. Like let's say I'm stumped on this one. I'm gonna run gsh skip. And it's prompting me for a password. All right, so I went to the documentation and I found the password. It's GSH. I didn't skip any when I went through it, so I never actually tried skipping. I knew I could skip, but so if I GSH skip, like mission 3, too hard, so I'm going to skip it. Enter the password GSH lowercase. It'll take me to mission 4. So now I can GSH goal, and it will tell me build a hut in the forest, then build a chest. So you build a hut by making a directory in the forest. Then you build a chest by making a directory in the hut. So how do I get to the forest? So what's my current working directory? Well, I'm still on the top of the tower. So if I cd, it'll take me to my home directory, ls. Let's go to the forest. I'll make dir hut, cd hut, make dir chest. Let's see, GameShell check. Did I do it? I did it. So now if I run GameShell gsh stat, I can see what I've done. I've got 2 missions skipped, 2 missions passed, 1 authentication failure because I tried the word password when I did gsh skip, guessing that would be the default password, but no, it is gsh. So make as much progress, use the manual, use Google, be resourceful, try to figure out the solution to these challenges. It's kind of fun. I think for learning Linux, it's a fun way to move around and in the Linux terminal to practice the skills that you've built. Just one other command, you can run gsh index, and this will give you in order the missions that you've skipped or completed. So this will be important for recording your progress. Now let's say you don't have time to finish everything or you get stuck. We can gsh, we're going to run gsh help. Like, how do we get out of here? We can run gsh exit. Like, okay, GSH exit. If I run ls now, I've got two files in here. I've got the GameShell.sh, then I've got the GameShell save. The GameShell save is the one with my current progress. So I want to start that one if I want to keep going where I left off. So I would run bash gameshell-save.sh. And now I'm back in mission 5. So now if I do gsh index, it's going to show me where I left off. So that's helpful if you need to work on this over the course of dozens of minutes, or if it takes you a couple of hours if you want to go through everything. That's all I'll say there for now. I don't want to spoil the fun by going too much into all of these. Looking at what we've covered so far, I think you'll do fine, except the processes ones, like around 27, those are ones we really haven't dug that much into. So those would be appropriate to skip for sure. All right, have fun with it. Play around. See if you can make it to the very end.